Hello everyone, this is Lance Ash and heading to work after a 3-day weekend. They gave me the Memorial Day holiday off. Good weekend, very good. Got a painting done, got all the drawings done for my the next issue of my online magazine. Got a song finished, recorded, and posted. Let's see what else happened. Didn't really go anywhere. In the next town over, there's a little library, and they have a little bookstore attached to it. People can donate books, and they sell them. Books and other stuff. They sell them to raise funds for the library. It's a nice little place. Anyway, in the past, I've gotten a lot of German books there, but haven't had any for a while. But if I studied French, that would be the place to go. My God, so many French novels there. Why is this thing? Okay, there it goes. I'm trying to mess with the cruise control. Anyway, get these damn sunglasses off so I can see. Alright, let's kill some time by going through what's in my CD bag. Number one, Ed Mann, who is a veteran of the Frank Zappa band. This is I guess basically a jazz fusion album on the CMP Records label. And similarly, but not bought at the same time, a Chad Wackerman album on the same label. He was also a veteran of the Zappa band. They're both percussionists. Next, we have Guided by Voices, B1000. What many people consider to be their best record, but personally, I prefer Alien Lanes, because that was the first one I ever got. We'll be talking about Guided by Voices a little bit later on. This is a CD my in-laws made for me. This is from a movie called The Hotspot. Original motion picture soundtrack, John Lee Hooker, Miles Davis, Taj Mahal, Roy Rogers, some other people I don't recognize. Alright, next, I got this weekend, very special. I got this at that bookstore. This is Barbara in concert, or I'm sorry, The Concert. This is a double CD, recorded in the early 90s, I believe. I collect Barbra Streisand albums, but I'm not a big fan. It's odd. I mean, I like her, but I'm not a big fan of that type of songwriting. It's really not her voice that bothers me. It's not her politics. It's the songwriting. It's just this sort of modern day brill building thing that I just... It's very contrived, I think. Alright, next. Charles Mingus, Pithecanthropus erectus. This is a fantastic record. Had that for over 20 years. Next, Asia by Steely Dan. Classic record. And that's it. Get my speed back up here. Alright, let's go over our topics. I really only have 2 topics written down. First, Guided by Voice. No, let's go with Kia first. After the debacle with the Subaru Outback, my wife found a brand new Kia Soul for my son. So I think it's going to work out well for him for his first car. No CD player in it, which I find disconcerting. I know that today's generation doesn't see the need for tangible physical objects when they can have all their data and information and entertainment opportunities up in the cloud, but I don't see it that way. And my wife said, I haven't heard the sound system, but she said it's pretty shitty. our purchasing experience was a little also disconcerting. The dude who sold us the car was overly tanned, overly enthusiastic and smiling, and your friend, oh, that's wonderful. How long have you two been married? Oh, that's wonderful, isn't it? Yes. He had a bracelet on that said Jesus Saves. On his desk, he had a well-thumbed Bible with the words Jesus Saves written in magic marker across the edges of the pages, and he had a rosary piled up on top of the Bible. And in the building, they were playing what I can only describe as Christian country music. Because, you're just sort of sideways listening to it. You're like, well, it must be some sort of country pop. But then if you listen closer to the lyrics, it's all about, He is my shepherd, He shall guide me to the slaughterhouse. And I just don't think it's very professional. What if my wife came in there wearing a hijab? Yes, I would like to buy a Kia. What is this? I guess that's all I have to say about that. All right, next. Guided by Voices. I've been on a Guided by Voices trip for the last week or so. A year before I got married, I quit drinking for the first time. And I lived alone for a whole year. And as often happens when you have a period like that, a change, you start trying new things. You start expanding your thinking. And there used to be this magazine called CMJ, and they would have a free sampler CD with every issue. And I used to get it during that year. I used to get it every month or whatever. And one issue they had an article on Guided by Voices, and I had heard the name vaguely on the periphery over the years. It's sort of band that would come to Athens every so often, but didn't know anything about them. And reading the article was the first time I'd ever heard the term lo-fi. And it was an eye-opener to find out that there's a band out there, a working band with critical acclaim, that basically recorded their albums in their basement. Legendarily, one of their records cost $25 to record, and that was just for the beer. And there was a song by them on the sampler CD, that issue, Squirmish Frontal Room, from their, what was the name of that box set? The Suitcase box set? I can't remember. But, and it was just great. I mean, it was a pop tune, but it was really noisy, and it sounded like it had been recorded in somebody's bedroom. And so Guided by Voices has always been a fundamental influence on me, because basically all the stuff I've ever recorded musically has been recorded like that. Just record it cheap at the house, and then just make a homemade CD, or now I just put them on YouTube. I don't even bother with a tangible physical copy. But yeah, I would love to collect all of their stuff, but in between the band proper and Robert Pollard's solo stuff and Tobin Sprout's solo stuff, there's just so many CDs. So many albums. There's no way I could get them all. But anyway, the other day I listened to Alien Lanes all the way through. That was the first one I ever got. And it's 28 songs, classic. And also, when I got that album, that was the album that was promoted in the article. And so I went out and got it. And it was stunning to me to find out that you could have songs that were 20 seconds long, 30 seconds long. I had no idea. And also another thing, their lyrics make no sense. It's just, I mean, there's a definite effort at pop craftsmanship on their albums. But most of the time the lyrics are just whatever. So the first, I don't know, dozen albums I've recorded, I used to just do songs that had absolutely nonsensical lyrics. Today I try to make an effort at lyrics that make a little more cohesive. But I'm thinking about moving back into just doing just whatever. That's all the written topics I had down. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I listened to what the hell's the name of the channel? Oh, Mr. Sunday Movies. I don't know what the name of the channel. Caravan of Garbage. Their stuff. Two Australian guys. I guess they're Australian. They talk about movies. And they're really good. They, I don't know how much of that is scripted. It sounds just off the cuff, but I don't know how caffeined up they are, but they are really on the ball. Their repartee is really good. I wonder how closely the words repartee and rapport are related. Oh dear. Can't believe I got that painting done so quickly. My daughter came over she doesn't have a printer, so she came over to print something. Is that Danny DeVito promoting Jersey Mike's subs on the billboard? God, it looked like him. Anyway, she came over to print something up in relation to her getting a passport. She and her boyfriend are going to go on a trip. And I think he's pushing her to go on a cruise in the Caribbean, and she's not very up for that. She thinks it's going to be a lot of money for nothing, and I agree. I mean, my wife and I would prefer that they go to Europe, or at least go to the UK. But if you're trying to save money, just go up the East Coast. Washington, D.C., New York, Boston, go up to Canada. You remember that scene in Jabberwocky when, Mr. Fishfinger comes to visit Dennis, and he says, I was over in Muttley the other day. Whoa, that's so far. It's a mile at least. Turned his teeth snow white overnight. Ugh. It's a great movie. One of my favorite lines in that movie is when Michael Palin encounters Terry Gilliam out in the woods, and Terry Gilliam is playing a crazy man. He goes, I know what you're after. You're after my diamonds. And Michael Palin says, they're not diamonds, they're just rocks. Terry Gilliam looks at them closely and goes, quick thinking, but not quick enough to save your neck. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I can't believe John Cleese is bringing fault. But, okay, let's just not talk about that. Let's talk about the horrible reviews that the new Indiana Jones movie is getting. I saw another one of these channels whose thrust is to run the movie down from an anti-feminist angle, claiming that our great heroes of the past are being twisted and perverted for a woke ideology, and that's not my thing. I don't go for that. I am an SJW and I am woke, and you can go fuck yourself if you don't like it. But I do think the movie's gonna blow. Crystal Skull was horrible, just horrible. And this new one, I don't know, time travel, I mean, come on, man. I wonder if Harrison Ford and, what's her name, Callista Flockhart, I wonder if they're still together. I'm running a little late here, maybe about 10 minutes late. Ooh, running later than that. Yeah, I'm going to be late. But it'll be alright. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I skipped working out over the weekend. Once I found out it was a 3-day weekend, I just decided have it be a weekend for recuperating. I'm getting old. I'm going to have to stop using the 50-pound dumbbell in my weights routine because it's just, my wrist can't handle it. I don't know. I have these fantasies of getting in shape, getting bulked up and cut and all this crap, and it's never going to happen. The new varsity is still not open. I cannot believe money-grubbing bastards. The Varsity is a legendary hamburger joint in Athens. There's also, I guess it's still open. There was one in Atlanta too, near Georgia Tech. But the property that the one in Athens sits on became so valuable that the people who have run the Varsity for the last, 75 years, finally decided to close the restaurant down and sell the property. So somebody bought the rights to the name, and they're putting in sort of a quasi-50s diner influenced design new Varsity up here in Winder, and there's no interior dining. It's just drive away or eat out on the porch, and it's just going to be a disaster. But people will come. If they still have the same onion ring recipe as the old Varsity, I'll come too. There's a similar restaurant in Spartanburg, South Carolina called The Beacon, and but their onion rings don't come anywhere close to how good the Varsities were. How much time we got here? All right, we got another 2 minutes or so to go. Don't know how bad things are going to be tonight. The woman who I had the estrangement with back on August the 24th, her birthday's coming up, so I stopped off at Walmart on the way in to pick up a bag of her favorite candy. And I have a birthday card. I'm not gonna give it to her. I'm just gonna leave it where she works and see what happens. That's why I'm running late. What is happening over here? It looks like somebody broken down. That's right, slow down because there's a cop in the other goddamn fucking lane. I'll be all right. I don't think I'm gonna be late. Really, I'll be late by my standards because I clock in 5 minutes early every day so I can leave 5 minutes early. Oh dear. Alright, I guess that's about enough chatter. See ya.